It's just recording my screen, which is just me. And then 4 props today. Very highly recommended a blanket, something that we can sit up and boost our seat on. We're going to start seated. So I'm going to place that on the mat. And then optional blocks and a strap. Now the strap won't be until the second half of practice, but you might very well enjoy using blocks for what we have going on. And then when you are ready, when it feels right, it is cold. I know I look naked, right? It's a bodysuit from Savage Fenty. So we're trying it out. We'll see. To begin practice, let's go ahead and take a seat up on our blanket. Y'all are old school with me, so you know, really getting those sits bones fully supported by that gentle prop beneath you. And then maybe you're sitting cross-legged. Maybe you're going to widen your stance a little bit, widen those knees just to make space for the belly and allow the spine to find more ease in its alignment. We do that by widening the legs, by inviting the belly in towards the center. But we want to find an easy seat. And then I want you to notice what leg is in front. And if it's, hey, Olga, and if it's not your right leg in front, go ahead and switch sides. So the left leg is in towards the groin. Our right leg is out in front. And what we're going to do, like I love to do, is we're going to start warming up the neck, move into the shoulders, down into the hips and low back. And then we're really going to get into the hips and low back with some gentle postures that will hold for a few breaths. But this morning, and our theme this week is our third niyama. And our third niyamas are the second limb of yoga. These are ways in which we move through the world, right? Ethically, these are things that or principles that we hold close and practice. And our third niyama is tapas. And tapas in Sanskrit means heat. And how that is translated, that heat, some people call it discipline. I like to think of it as passion and commitment. Discipline, I feel like, sounds really staunch. So what yoga says about tapas, what it says about our passion and our commitment to this practice is that when we roll out our mat, when we show up for ourselves here in this moment, we do it with tapas. We do it with passion, knowing that it's a beautiful practice that is life-changing, that it's healing for us. It allows us to bring healing to our communities in changing the way that we interact with ourselves in the world. But then in the Yoga Sutras, tapas is linked, it's yoked with something else. And that is letting go of expectation. So the Yoga Sutras say you show up with heat and passion, and then you let go of the expectation of that outcome. And I want to encourage you today, because we're going to be moving into some deep hip postures, it is going to ask a lot from us. And wherever our body is showing up and however it's choosing to show up this morning, let's bring that passion, knowing that this practice is beautiful, and also release expectations so that however we show up is beautiful, is enough, is wonderful, and brings, when we let go of expectation, what we allow is an opportunity to see the opportunity everywhere. And expectation sort of narrows that opportunity viewing field, right? We sort of see only what we expect as opportunity. And yoga says, throw away expectation and see opportunity, right, in the grand scale of things. So if our bodies aren't showing up the way that we would like or the way that we expect them to, maybe we find gentle release. Maybe we explore softness and find an opportunity that we didn't otherwise expect. So when you are ready, we're just going to start by warming up the neck, an oldie but a goodie, drawing circles out the top of our head like there's a little pencil, drawing circles on the ceiling, and we're going to start low and slow. Breathing deep into the body. And I want with each inhale, y'all, to be lifting up through the length of that spine, following this gentle curvature of the neck. And then as you exhale, melt those shoulders. My shoulders are so hitched up towards my ears. Ooh. Let them relax on down, soften the belly as you breathe. You might even close your eyes. Just find these circles. Hey, Katie. Welcome in, welcome in. We're sitting on a little bolster or a blanket here just to bring ease to our seat. Little neck circles, and you might naturally just let them start to grow. And we're really, with each inhale, keeping that length through the top of the head. It naturally lengthens the neck. And then how big does your neck invite you to draw these circles? As you round your face down towards the floor, can you gently tuck your chin in towards your heart? Feel the back of the neck lengthen for a moment. You might pause here in your circles just to really feel that gentle tuck as we lengthen through the back of the neck, pressing through the top of the head still. And then let's continue those rotations, but in the opposite direction, nice and big. Relaxing the jaw, softening those shoulders with each exhale, finding that length through the body with each breath in. Maybe for a moment you can hear your neck or that fluid, the cervical fluid in your spine moving as you draw these circles. And then we'll pause with gaze skyward. And what we're doing here is we're just lifting that chin. Breathing deep into the heart center, feeling the stretch all along the front of the throat here. Lifting tall, still through the top of the head, right? Following the curvature of the spine so the back of the head doesn't rest back on those shoulder blades. And again, soften those elbows down towards the earth. Beautiful. When you're ready, go ahead and lower your chin, allow your neck to find neutral. And then let's start some shoulder circles. So on an inhale, we squeeze the shoulders forward and round them up. Exhale, squeeze them back, round them down. And you might leave your hands resting on your knees as you do this. I like to just kind of go with the flow. Let my hands float or grip where they like. Big, full breaths. Really letting that exhale melt those shoulders. And then on your next exhale, pause, keeping those shoulders pressed down. Sometimes I imagine that I'm even pressing down through my elbows or down through my forearms. An inhale presses out through the top of the head, really just holding this equal and opposite pressure between the shoulders and the neck here. And then when you're ready, let's reverse those circles. So on an inhale, squeeze back, round up, exhale forward, down. A few times, just bringing love to the shoulders. We're going to get more into the shoulders and the side body a little later on. All right, let's find some stillness here. And then we're going to imagine that we have a pencil at our heart center, right here at our heart center, graphite side up. And we're going to start to draw little circles on the ceiling, moving from our hips. So my shoulders and my head hang out together, and it's my heart center that's drawing these circles on the ceiling. And you might bring your palms to the heart center. You might find your Kali mudra, right? Or your temple mudra, interlacing the fingers, pointing those pointer fingers, and letting that be your guide for your circles. Drawing those circles on the ceiling. Really letting the belly and the heart roll forward. And then you might curl the tailbone in as you round back. So let the belly fall forward as you roll forward. Curl that tailbone in as you round back, drawing these circles with the hips alone. Knowing if at any point your knees are talking to you, straighten those legs out, keep some space in between them to find a wide base. But we're here not to endure hardship or pain this morning. We're here to explore our body. When you are ready, go ahead and switch directions. How big can you draw these hip circles? Maybe you move with the breath, inhaling as you round forward, exhaling as you round back. Moving with the breath often helps us slow things down, feel our way into our bodies just a little more. A few more rounds of breath, just like this. And then find stillness when you're ready. From here, this is where we might want to grab our blocks and set them out in front of us. And at the beginning of class, we talked about bending our right leg in front, our left leg behind, so that our left heel is towards our perineum. We're going to find a forward fold, so placing the blocks in front of you. And again, you can ditch the blocks and go without. We want to make space for the belly, so maybe you widen the knees, maybe you like where they are. I'm going to pull my belly in between my thighs. And then we set up for our forward fold this way. On an inhale, we're going to find that length again. This is so important. As we exhale, surrender the belly and the heart. Walk it down nice and slow. We want to surrender the belly so that that low back doesn't curve, so that it remains straight as we surrender here. And take it slow. Breathe deep into the belly. With each exhale, feel the body melt. Wherever you experience tension, maybe it's in the low back, maybe you feel it out in the hips. You might invite your mind's eye there, and with each exhale, feel that tension soften. Feel it release. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart center relax. Wherever you're gripping in the body, you might just imagine a melting sensation. And as you hang out here, maybe you notice you're sinking down into your fold. We keep the neck neutral with the spine here just for a little longer. Again, if those knees talk to us, straighten them out. It's important with our tapas when we show up passionately in this practice that we also, with tapas, passionately protect ourselves. What our bodies actually need, what our minds actually need. And then when you're ready, you might lower that forehead down towards the earth, like you're relaxing the crown of your head, feeling maybe once again the back of the neck lengthen here, softening those shoulders and heart center down if that feels good. And then with your right leg bent in front as it is, you're going to walk your hands, and you might take your blocks with you on over towards the left. And our goal here is to straddle this left knee. And you might have your hands up on blocks. Like I said, you might ditch them. But our goal here is really planting this left hand down and then reaching out with the right. And it's almost like the right side of our rib cage wants to curl down towards the earth. Maybe you drop your forehead down towards that left knee. And yet again, unclench those butt cheeks, unclench those thighs, soften the jaw. Everywhere the body wants to grip and tense, can we invite ease with that exhale, letting the shoulders and heart center melt? From here, we're going to swing our left hand out towards the left until it's in alignment with our left hip. Plant that left hand either onto a block or onto the ground. Swing the right arm up overhead, coming into a side stretch here. So the further we bend that elbow, the deeper we find this stretch along the side body. So all along the right side, we're feeling this really grounding that right butt cheek, that right sit bone into the earth as you press out through those fingertips. We want to ground down through the palm of this left hand or left forearm here to support the body. And then on an inhale of your choice, you might turn the heart center skyward, open that right hand back towards the wall behind you. Beautiful. On an exhale, bring this hand right back down to that block where we started. And then this right leg that we have bent in front, we're going to extend it long and then sweep it out behind us so that our right knee bumps into the pad of our left foot. So a little 90-90-ish, a little pigeonish, right? Somewhere in between. And then coming back to these blocks, we're going to rotate a little further towards the left. I'm going to lift my belly atop my thigh and just turning the heart center on over as much over towards the left as your body invites you to. Now you're relaxing this right inner thigh down towards the earth. We're not gripping here. Again, what can we let go of? And maybe you hang out here, arms extended. Maybe you come on down to forearms. Blocks are, again, such a wonderful tool here. Repositioning that belly, pulling it atop the thighs, really experimenting with what feels good. Deep breaths into the low belly is going to change how we feel this stretch in the hips. Can you take those deep, low belly breaths? Letting go of what you think this stretch should feel like and simply exploring where your body is at right now. Bringing ease and relief anywhere you feel pain or sensation that's too intense. And by too intense, I mean that it distracts you or it causes you to clench your body. We're seeking just a hair more softness this morning. When you're ready, rise up. We're going to plant this left hand on a block. And on an inhale, sweep it open. Exhale, we're going to weave this right arm through that left, moving with the breath. And then on your next exhale, hang out here for a moment, really pressing the fingertips of that right hand, threading it through that left arm. And to really feel this, maybe you pull your belly atop your thigh again. It really helps when we're looking to find rotation in the spine. And then when you're ready, rise up. So from here, we're going to extend our left leg long out in front of us, pressing through the heel, flexing the toes towards the heart. Now, this leg, this right leg, we're either going to pull the knee a little further behind us, and our goal here is to open up the hips. Sometimes we can feel this on the inside of this knee if we're really tight up in here in the groin, the gracilis area. And if that's the case, that's all right. Extend your leg long. We're still getting this internal hip rotation, but we're bringing some release to the knee. So you notice the inside of my right foot is against the mat. So whether that knee is bent behind you or extended long, we're going to take a moment here. So with right knee extended, I'm going to take my left hand and plant it back behind me on the diagonal here. From here, reaching that right arm up and overhead. So we're really getting this stretch all along the front of the hip flexor. And then you might bend into this left forearm, stretching that arm back behind you. I'm impeded by a wall here. As much or as little of this stretch as you would like. Again, it might be all the way reclined. You might be sitting upright and just relaxing that inner right thigh down towards the earth. Wherever you are, unclench your butt cheeks. Breathe deep into the belly. And then when you're ready, rise up tall, keeping this left leg extended. We're going to bring the pad of this right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And then we're going to align our heart and our belly over the top of this big left toe. I'm going to lift my belly up above my thigh and then take a gentle fold. So first, inhale, find the length. This is going to keep the spine straight. Exhale, fold with the belly and the heart. We're going to reach towards the toes or the ankle. Again, if you have a strap nearby, the sensory feedback of wrapping the strap around the ball of your foot, pulling it towards your heart center, as you pull your heart center towards your toes, is a sensation that can be really lovely. So be where you want to be. Fold as much as you would like. But breathe here. When you're ready, release and rise up. Let's take this into a twist. I'm going to grab my block because I've got a big booty and so I've got a tall seat. I'm going to place my block back behind me near my tailbone. This is just so I can plant my hand back here and remain upright. Otherwise, I plant my hand behind me and recline a lot. Maybe you can see that. So planting the block at the tailbone, we're going to find a twist. On an inhale, rise tall. As you exhale, left hand comes to that right knee. We're going to use it as an anchor and then plant that right hand behind you on that block or not. Maybe you're reclining. Let it be what it is. And then using those anchor points, we turn the heart center or allow the heart center the opportunity to turn. Maybe your eyes follow and you're looking over that back right shoulder. As you hang out here, notice how deep breaths into your belly and heart feel. As the body expands in this twist, what else tightens? The hips, the shoulders. As you take a deep exhale, what does it feel like to surrender your heart into this twist? Another breath or two here if you'd like it. And then on an inhale of your choice, release. Come back to neutral. Yet again, we're going to find our cross-legged posture. But except this time, if you had your right leg in front, it's now going to be towards the groin. Your left leg will be in front. Now, this just feels weird to my brain already, which is a beautiful thing. From here, grabbing your blocks, we're going to repeat all of this on the opposite side of the body. Placing blocks in front of you, feel your sits bones ground down, widen your knees as much as you would like to make space for your beautiful body. Ooh, my heel feels funny. All right. From here, on an inhale, rise up to the top of the head. Exhale, melt those shoulders. Let's find ourselves here. A deep breath into the belly. As you exhale, melt the belly and the heart together. Tuck that belly between the thighs as you go if you'd like. With each inhale, still lengthening through the top of that head. With each exhale, we melt the shoulders now towards the earth along with that heart center. Keeping the neck in alignment with the spine still-ish, right? We hang. And you might notice, how does it feel to take a forward fold with legs crossed in the opposite way? Such a small change can bring such a different experience to the body. So I invite you to, with tapas, we show up today. And without expectation, we explore this same mirrored practice on the opposite side. All right, when you're ready, drop the forehead down. Let the top of the head lengthen towards the earth. Let the jaw relax. Let the cheeks on your face hang heavy. With each exhale, we let go. We surrender. We surrender how we think it should be. We surrender our ideas around what is good enough, what is not good enough, especially when it comes to ourselves. With each exhale, we simply allow ourselves to be where we are. Because here in this present moment is all there is. The past has already happened. The future isn't here yet. It's just us in this moment, letting go. When you're ready, maybe you take those blocks with you, walking the hands on over towards the right, till your heart center aligns-ish with the top of that right knee, and then planting firmly through the pad of that right hand. You might reach out with your left. Again, just wanting to invite the left side of that rib cage down towards the earth. And then you might bow that forehead down towards that knee. Let the jaw soften yet again. Relax your glutes. Soften everywhere it makes sense. And then when you're ready, plant that left hand down. You're going to walk your right hand all the way over towards the right till it meets that hip. And then here we are, sweeping the left hand open into a side stretch, bending that right elbow as much as you would like. And then can you breathe? I love this practice of sending your breath into the left side of your rib cage. With each inhale, can you press out through those left fingertips, allowing the breath to create space between each rib cage. Maybe you feel it, maybe you just imagine it. Both bring powerful release and build proprioception and interoception. When you're ready, you might swing that heart center skyward, open up that hand towards the wall behind you. Deep breaths into the heart center. You might just imagine with each breath in, inviting into your heart center whatever today has for you, whatever this morning or this evening has. We invite it in. We make a commitment to find the opportunity in it. On an exhale, go ahead and close this on up. Beautiful. We're going to extend this front left knee behind us. So planting that left knee onto the inside of the pad of that right foot. Inside of that left ankle plants behind us. And then here we are, we're going to take our blocks. We're going to walk our hands all the way over towards the left so that we can align our shoulders, align our heart. And then I like to lift my belly atop the thigh as well. So your job here, relaxing through that inner left thigh, letting it sink down towards the earth. Maybe you walk your blocks away. Maybe you come down onto forearms. We're just surrendering here. Ooh, I can feel deep in my body, my psoas muscle is tight. This deep internal muscle right here that attaches from my low spine down to the top of the femur. Wherever you feel pulling or tension, can you invite softness there with the breath? With each exhale, can you imagine that tension melting from the body? A gentle, soft release as you relax into this posture as much as the body is asking for. Another breath or two here. When you're ready, walk the hands back up towards the body. We're going to plant that right arm down and start moving with the breath. So inhale, sweep the left arm open. Exhale, close it on up, thread it through that right arm. Back and forth with the breath. And maybe you really notice on each exhale as you empty the breath from your belly and your lungs completely, how far can you thread that hand through? Really focusing on that exhale, letting go of every drop of breath. Another round or two just like this. And then when you're ready, rise up. Beautiful. We're going to extend the right leg long, press through the heel, flex the toes towards the heart. And again, this left knee swings as far back as you'd like. Maybe it was fine where it was. Let's hang out here for a moment, finding that length at the top of the head, softening through that inner left thigh. And then taking that right arm back behind you, we're going to recline into it, sort of on the diagonal, right? From this bent knee, planting that hand. Maybe you come down onto the forearm. We're going to sweep the other arm up overhead. So either pressing length into the arm, sweeping it back, or coming down onto the forearm, sweeping it back. Breathe here. And then when you're ready, pressing into that right hand, rise up tall. Let's take the pad of this left foot to the inside of that right thigh. We're going to find our one-legged fold here. So pull the belly up, find your length. When you're ready, surrender the heart down. And maybe you grab that strap again because, ooh, did that feel good? Wrap it around the pad of the foot. And then I'm pulling the ball of my foot, so the top half of my foot, towards my heart center, and then lengthening my heart center towards the toes. And what this does is it's really going to get the stretch all along the back body, all up, the whole length of the back body, not just the back of the leg. You might hang out here with neck neutral. You might soften your forehead down towards that knee. Letting go of any effort you're holding in the tongue. Let it float in your mouth. Find ease everywhere it makes sense to find ease. So we soften the shoulders. We let go of any effort in the glutes or the thighs. We let the toes of your left foot relax here. Hanging out here for as long as you like. But when you're ready, release, rise up. Let's find our twist. So inhale, find length when you're ready. Exhale, you're going to take your right hand to that left knee. And then, oops, I forgot to cue that block, friend. So grabbing a block by the tailbone, finding that twist at your own pace, gazing over that left shoulder if it feels good. Breathe and be. Let the shoulders relax down towards the earth. With each inhale, you might reach long to the top of the head, feeling the neck lengthen. Keeping that tongue soft still. When you're ready, release from this twist. Wonderful. Let's extend the legs wide. Let's grab our blocks and let's come into a wide-legged supported fold. So what I'm going to do is, if you have blocks, you don't have to have blocks to do this. Stack them tall, one on top of the other. You're going to find your slice. Maybe today you're looking for a really big slice. Maybe you're looking for a wee, I got cramp, a wee little slice. No one can tell you what your body is in need of, but find what feels good. Yet again, once you find your slice, press through the heel, flex the toes towards the heart. You're going to find your length on that breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to surrender the heart, nice and slow, walking the hands out, but not real far. Slowly, ever so slowly, the belly and the heart melt towards the earth as you press through your heels. Your toes are going to want to collapse inwards. We're just going to invite them skyward each time you remember. And then maybe your chin makes it down onto the block. Maybe it doesn't. What I really enjoy doing is taking the backs of my arms here and my elbows, and I'm pressing them up against my inner thigh. And what that does is it helps roll my thighs open, keeping the toes towards the ceiling. So I'm pressing the back of my right upper arm into my thigh and then planting my palm. And then I'll do the same on the other side. Just roll it in and plant it. And then you can fold down simply just by bending the elbows a little deeper. Maybe you rest your chin and hang here. Maybe you notice that you like to get a little deeper into this. Letting the heart and the belly melt equally to really bring this stretch into the hips and the low back. Let's take a breath or two. Melting as much as the body invites you to. Lowering those blocks as you feel led, if you feel led by your own body. Wonderful. All right. When you're ready, press into your palms, rise up tall. Let's make our way onto our back so that we can find some twists and some deep release for the end of our practice. So I'm gonna move the blanket aside, but keep the strap handy. Finding our way onto our mat, bending our knees, planting the pads of the feet. And when you find yourself down here, really let the shoulders soften. You might walk your heels of your feet closer to your glutes before pressing them down into the earth gently, just to get that feedback. Can you feel the pads of your feet in the earth? Can you feel the weight of your legs pressing down? And then allow your mind's eye to travel up towards that low back. Where do you feel the pressure in the low back pressing down into your mat? We're not here to change it in this moment, just observe it. And then allow the mind's eye to travel up into the shoulder blades. Can you feel the weight of your shoulder blades melting and softening? What about the back of your head as you relax your neck, your jaw, your forehead? Can you feel the weight of the back of your head? Beautiful. From here, we're going to start some pelvic tilts. So on an exhale, press through the pads of the feet. We're going to curl the tailbone up towards the heart center. On an inhale, we're going to press that same tailbone down, arching the low back, lifting the belly skyward. So just moving back and forth with the breath. Exhale, press through the feet, curl that tailbone up. Inhale, belly rises, low back arches, tailbone presses down into the earth, back and forth. Beautiful. From here, we're going to extend our left leg long. Ooh, my singing bowls. Extend our left leg long and continue these arch and curls. But when you press into the pad of your foot to roll the tailbone up, you're only going to press into the pad of that right foot. So we're taking a little bit on the diagonal, this arch and curl. This is beautiful for releasing the muscles that tense and cause low back and hip pain. And this is also powerful work for strengthening the muscles that can help support us so that low back and hip pain is no longer a part of our everyday life. Moving with the breath. When you're ready, bend that left knee, extend the right leg long, again, moving with the breath on that diagonal. Maybe you stretch your arms out overhead. Find some length in the body here. Maybe you tee them out wide or rest them on your belly. There's no wrong way to be. All right, find some release. Bend that right knee in. Let's grab our strap, find our way into a figure four. So you might really easily just cross your left ankle over top your right thigh. You might take your strap and hold it there. We want to bring ease to the body, so we don't want to deeply engage the muscles in our abs to hold the leg up. So strap or no strap from our figure four, take the heel of your left hand towards that hip crease, and we're going to press the hip crease away and roll it out. So away from the body and then out. That's all we're doing, just opening up that hip. Maybe this feels great, rolling that hip away. Maybe you hang out right here. Maybe you release that hand and you want to take that right knee up in towards the heart center. That feels good, go for it. This is another opportunity where the strap can be great on the shin of that right leg. Letting the low back soften, the outer left hip soften. And then if you would like, turn this into a twist, plant the pad of this left foot on over towards the right. And maybe you do grab this blanket here and place it up underneath the pad of that foot, bringing some ease to this rotation. If you want to bring your neck into this, lift the head, turn your gaze opposite your feet, rest it back down. Softening that ear down towards the mat, letting the jaw soften as the ear does, the neck soften, the shoulders soften. We're just taking that melting down the body. A breath or two here. And then when you're ready, sweep that leg skyward. An option here to let this left knee fall over towards the left. Now, this can feel really good for your SI joint, especially on this side. For some of us who have SI joint issues, it can feel not good. So listen to your body, throw away expectation, and just let it be where it wants to be. And then when you're ready, rotate that knee skyward. Your gaze comes back to neutral. Ooh, I've got myself all tied up, but let's switch sides. So right ankle over left knee, press that hip crease away. Roll it out, right? Pressing down and away. Maybe you're already ready to release and draw that left knee in towards the chest. Can you soften that right hip? In your mind's eye, can you imagine that area of your body that feels sensation? Maybe it's your right hip, maybe it's your low back. Heck, maybe it's the left side of your neck. Can you invite it to soften with your exhale? Let it let go. If you'd like, turning this into a twist now. And heck, I guess we also have blocks. So we could have placed a block underneath that foot. Block, blanket, maybe nothing. We explore. And maybe you don't assume what your body needs and you try with a block if you haven't yet. Sometimes when we offer our body softness in one area, it allows us to explore other areas that we maybe would not have had an opportunity to. If you'd like to bring your head into this mix, we're going to lift it up, turn it opposite those feet, rest it back down. Yet again, that ear relaxes towards the mat, as does the shoulder, your jaw. Maybe you soften and relax through the hips here. Let the body relax. And as it does, maybe the body slides and shifts. I want to invite you to just let it happen. There's no specific shape you're supposed to make. We're just on an exploration of our own selves, mind and body, whatever that looks like. Hang out here for as long as you like. Each exhale invites you to release something new. Maybe those shoulder blades, maybe the belly. When you're ready, though, you might swing your head back towards neutral, roll your knees skyward, and then if it felt good on the opposite side, take this twist gently over towards the right. So that right knee all the way over towards the right. Beautiful. When you're ready, release from here. We're going to grab our strap and we're going to do some inverted work. I'm trying to find the right words this morning. Let me lengthen my strap out. So for inverted work, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to press the pad of our right foot firmly into the earth. And we're going to use that strength to lift our left knee up towards our heart center. We're going to start some hip circles with that knee. So drawing circles with the knee, you might start out a little small and then let them grow and grow. How far out towards the side can you open that knee as you draw those big hip circles? We'll pause at the top and then switch directions. Big, slow circles. When we explore the fullness of our hip joint, it keeps it healthy and happy. The same with our shoulders. All right. From here, we're going to pause with that knee tucked in towards the heart. We're going to grab our strap, plant the ball of our foot on our strap. And then here's what we're going to do. Press the ball of our foot firmly into that strap like we want to point that toe as we pull the strap down towards our heart center. So we have this equal opposite engagement of the muscles here. Holding that effort. And then when you're ready, release effort from the foot. We're going to tuck the toes towards the heart, press through the heel. Let it soften. Let the back of that leg lengthen. And then once more, point that toe, point the ball of the foot hard into that strap, pulling that strap as tight as your arms and legs are going to allow you. Some isometric movement here, right? And then release. Press through the heel, flex the toes towards the heart. Awesome. From here, take your strap into your left hand. We're going to open our leg out towards the left as far as it's invited to go. Maybe it melts pretty far and you're looking for some more sensation. That's all right. Invite these toes further up towards the heart, right? Getting a deeper stretch here along the inside of the groin and the back of the leg. Again, be where you want to be. A breath or two here, each exhale, softening into those areas of sensation. And then when you're ready, lift that leg skyward. We're going to take both straps now into the right hand, so switching sides. And then our goal here, first and foremost, is just to really press our left hip socket down into the mat. So maybe you can imagine that, maybe you feel it, right? The back of your left hip really pressing down into the earth. And then keeping this anchor point, we're going to slowly swing our left leg on over towards the right, but keeping this anchor point. We're going to stop the moment that our hip starts to lift up off the mat. Whoo. And breathe. Pressing that hip bone down into the earth as we swing the leg over towards the right as far as it'll let us, which isn't very far. When you're ready, you might continue this rotation, lifting that left hip up off the mat. I got to bend my knee here to go all the way over. Maybe you find a big twist. You might sweep that left arm back behind you or overhead. Maybe you just keep it on your rib cage. Big old twist. When it feels right, swing it back skyward. And this time to switch sides, instead of releasing this left leg, we're going to keep it braced and then lift the right leg to meet it. So here we are, legs up the wall version. Release that left leg down towards the earth. Strap finds the ball of your foot. We find that effortful pointing of the foot. When we engage these muscles, we hold that engagement. We tighten, and then release, soften the toes towards the heart, press through the heel. We get an even greater release of the tension in our muscles. When you're ready, pointing again, all of the effort and strength that your arms and legs are inviting you to today while you relax the jaw, right? Let it hang loose. And then release, press through the heel, flex the toes towards the heart. When you're ready, strap into the right hand, opening that leg over towards the right. Maybe pulling it up towards the heart center once you've softened it open. Relaxing those areas where your muscles have tightened, where sensation has arose. Invite softness. When you're ready, rotate that leg skyward, straps into that left hand. Yet again, we're pressing our femur down into the mat, really feeling that right low back connect with the earth, and then sweeping our right leg over towards the right, as much as we can, keeping the right low back, that right hip firmly planted. It's just a little bit. This is great for your piriformis muscles. So if you have really tight hips, they might cause aches and pains. This is a wonderful release for them. Hanging out here, and maybe this is your jam and you hang out and stay here. Maybe you want to take this into a full twist just by dropping that right leg on over towards the left. And again, find a home for your right hand wherever feels right to you. Maybe the same position you tried on the left, maybe a new position for that arm. Letting each exhale melt you just a little further. Again, we let go of those things that don't serve us here, the secret tension that we might be holding in our jaw, maybe in our left foot or left thigh. And you're ready, roll it on up. Place both feet in the strap. We'll take a moment of inversion here to spend it however you like. Let's get a little playful. We might experiment. Maybe you're just drawing circles with the legs rolling about. Maybe you practice a wide-legged inversion here. Maybe you take ninja baby, bending one leg, extending the other. But let it be messy. Let it be whatever you want, but use your strap as an aid to hang out here upside down. So we're loving on our heart center. Ooh, maybe ankle rotations. We're loving on our lymphatic system. Our lymphatic system, fluid tends to collect in our ankles. It collects in the outer hips, in the inner thighs. And our body typically relies on the pumping of our heart to move that lymphatic fluid through the body. The heart does a lot of work for us. So when we hang out upside down like this, we are inviting gravity to become an aid to our heart, right? So now gravity helps move that fluid from the feet and the ankles, the hips and the thighs back up into the torso to be recycled and reused. When you're ready, lengthening that strap out, we're going to flex the toes towards the heart, press through the heels, slowly lower the legs down towards the earth. And then my invitation to you is use as little of the strap as you need to. Maybe you drop it all together. Maybe you're holding a lot, maybe just a little, but only as much as your body needs to really slowly, shaking and all, if that's what it takes, right? Lower those heels down towards the earth. We're using the strap so there's no pain here. And then let's take some minutes in final Shavasana. Let it be whatever you want it to be. Outstretched long and wide, maybe small and cozy. Maybe you cover yourself up with that blanket you were using under your hips earlier. You might hang out here in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle, which brings some ease to the low back. So many ways to be here, but find your way into your Shavasana and then let the body fully relax. Let the ankles and toes find softness. Your calves and knees softening down towards the earth along with your thighs. You might take a deep breath down into the depths of your belly, filling your body all the way. And then as you exhale, nice and slow, feel the hips and low back soften. Feel the belly and the heart melt towards the earth. As you breathe, feel your shoulder blades relax along with your upper arms, your forearms, letting that softness trickle down into the pads of each hand and out through your fingertips, wherever they lay. The softness that you found and cultivated in your heart, let it travel up the throat into the jaw, softening the nose, relaxing your eyebrows and your forehead. Even your scalp softens here for a moment. Each time the mind wanders and finds thoughts, you might just turn those thoughts into bubbles, pop, pop, pop them, and gently make your way back into the softness in your body. seeking out any areas where tension has snuck up. And trust me, in stillness, it will sneak up. Maybe your butt cheeks, maybe your jaw or your shoulders, without judgment, but with tapas, with passionate commitment. We invite the body to find ease once again. When you're ready, you might find a gentle wiggle of your fingers, maybe just to feel the temperature or the textures around your fingertips. What's there? What can you feel? And what does it feel like? As the fingers move, you might invite that movement down into the toes, up into the arms, the legs. We awaken our form, finding that intuitive stretching that feels so good. Maybe your body has been asking to be moved a certain way, and you haven't had that opportunity yet. Ooh, take it, take it, take it. And then when you are ready, rolling over to your side body if you like, finding your way up into a seat. And maybe that's cross-legged, maybe it's legs extended because there's no bolster beneath us. It really doesn't matter. To end our practice, I might invite you to take palms towards the heart center. On an inhale, you might feel the heart center rise to meet those thumbs. As you exhale, maybe a gentle bow. We take our practice with us because that's what this is. It's just practice for real life. Practice of showing up passionately and letting go of the things that we expect to have happen so that we can see the fullness and the beauty of what is and the opportunities that lay there that we might never have noticed if we came with expectation. The light and the dark in me sees the light and the dark in you, friend. And we are the friggin' same.